Yes. I know.
He's a Grammy nominee, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on.
He's an incredible, inspirational artist.
Indeed.
That really touches the soul.
Indeed. Come on.
And without further ado, we want to bring to you Mr. Molly Music! Yes. Philadelphia, make some noise for Molly and his boys. Yeah.
Yes.
Philly! Oh!
Boy, you know how to turn up?
Hey, man, it's live out here, man.
I love it.
All this music, I got all these beautiful people, the Spirit of God. We out the house.
Yes, sir. We out the house.
You got to get out the house.
Remember when that was enough just to be out the house?
Yes.
For some of y'all, it's still enough. Some of y'all looking at the clock now on a Monday. May God bless you.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and y'all all look so good.
So good. It is really a pleasure to have you here.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
You were much anticipated by the people of Philadelphia, as you can see.
I couldn't wait to talk to you guys, too, man.
And, we've seen you perform. We've listened to your music. And we're just really interested in getting a chance to talk to you. And, let's give us to where it all really began for you. We know it begins in the church. But tell us about that first time you stepped up to the mic. What were you singing? What were you thinking? How old were you?
I wrote my first song when I was 5 years old. And I remember it. It's so embarrassing. But that was from just travailing through my great-grandma, who was an apostle, Apostle Rosa Lee Latson.
Come on.
She
she saved lives.
Too.
When you got two names.
Yeah, she used to have the gangsters lined up around the church so that we can have a church without getting hurt.
I love it.
So it was a cool thing. She had pretty much the city on lock, and our family was the singing family. My uncle played keys, my mom sung. It was something we were doing. I was about 3 or 4, and she would make me come up and sing "I Still Have Joy." After all the things I've been through, I still have joy. Now I'm 3 years old, and they're like, "What you been through?
What you been through?
What you been through?"
They still supported you.
I moved up a size in Pampers. I moved up a size.
So, but I'm up there, and it's overwhelming, all those people, so I would cry. Kids cry when they do their Easter speech to get bailed out, and she'll be like, "Go ahead, cry."
Uh-huh.
As soon as I get finished, you ready? And, I cried out on the stage. She wouldn't let me off, so that's when I just stopped crying and started singing from that point on. She made me tough.
I love it. I love it that it's an environment that's loving, but also pushes you.
Oh, yeah, you got to get out.
Also makes you better. I read in an interview where you talked about how serious you are about your musical process. Mm-hmm. And, I'm skipping around a little bit, but I think it's important to mention this now, which you haven't started so young. So serious about your musical process that even in some of your later work, those were some of the first times where you were able to go in the studio and cry out and be open. Now that you've experienced it both ways, right? That very free way and that very serious, strict, and intentional way. Tell us what you've learned from that and where you're going from here with it.
I learned that we're lucky to do it at all. I'm very, very blessed to have the gift, the chance, and the notoriety while I'm alive. There's some people who are gifted. Thank y'all. Some people who are gifted, but nobody know. So that got to be a struggle. And luckily, I don't know. I just didn't want it to be a secret long. And I didn't think I wanted to be exposed to the whole world. But I did want my folks to respect me. Like, hey, Lil Maul gonna get up there and hold his own. But it did work out. But I was so excited about sharing songs and sharing life that I didn't recognize that I was making it. I didn't recognize that I was creating it. I was just ready to get it out. Started with talent shows at the house. And when your sisters sing real high, man, I got to sing a good song, not just, when they sing better than me, but I want to sing a better song.
Yeah.
Over time, I just started kind of writing.
Wait, hold. That man just gave y'all something. Wait, I got to go back. A lot of singers don't understand about a song selection. We just go masterclass right here real quick because the man gave you something. He said she can sing better than me, but I'm going to pick a better song for me, right? I didn't want y'all to miss that.
It's important.
Go ahead.
Thank you. because some people are really good at mimicking what they hear. That ain't me. So I'm whatever I do gonna be mimicked when I'm done.
God willing, yes, sir. So 2 underground records were released before your first major record that we all became aware of, or most of us became aware of. Tell us, what are the differences between those independent projects and the one that you did for the major label?
Well, the audience. My initial album, The Second Coming, and everything before that was, thank y'all.
Right.
Y'all been rocking with Molly since the very beginning.
Wow. Since the I Hate You days. Yeah. It started with that. Being young, coming from the house, and then you go into churches, and then you get these bigger churches. So now I'm like, wow, there's more people. I don't know how to relate to all of these different types of people. There's different colors and different demographics and ages being added. So I just wanted to expand the sound. But I didn't want to disrupt the area I was in. So it was in church. It was going to be a crucifix in the baptismal pool in the back. So I needed to have music that, respected that. And I never, ever anticipated being shot out of the church. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be here forever. We're going to get it. And so I wanted all of my songs to be anointed and everything to be cutting edge. And I wanted to take all of the scriptures or the stories of the scripture and put it to cool music, like Job Experience and stuff like that, so that we get remixed, newer versions of stories that we know. And so I was just focused on just the Bible and incorporating doctrine to smooth tones. And that was just my goal. Then I was successful in it. From the first thing, nothing too hard, everything. And I was producing all that stuff myself, because if I go to a established producer at that time, I would spend a year trying to explain what I was trying to get out. So just for me to have an idea, I had to learn how to at least articulate it on all instruments.
And how old are you at this time?
About 11.
Come on.
But I had a little bit under my belt,
Because Rosalie had raised you.
I thought I was doing something. Just recently, before I came here, I recognized that I've been doing this, as far as sharing it, for maybe 15, 16 years. So it's a cool thing. Anyway, the mainstream look was needed because I had recognized my capacity. I had stretched myself to my limit. I had $100 inside of me and gave God and the world 100. And that's the easiest way to get an increase. A lot of times, if you're working out, if you want to get stronger, you got to go as far as you can go and then 2 more. You get what I'm saying? So once I started doing that, I started gaining strength. I started growing up a little bit. All I knew was get up, iron that shirt, and go to church. I was minister of music since 11, and I thought I would be, my entire life. But it changed for me. I went to high school and got involved in athletics. And that was the one thing that took my mind off of music. It wasn't nothing else. Once that happened, I started getting exposed to the other world. It was an all-boys military Catholic school in Savannah, Georgia. So it was like a prep school, maybe 7,200 a semester to go as a high schooler. And I went on a football scholarship because I was playing piano my whole childhood, and I wanted to bust some heads. I wanted to see how strong I was. Everybody like, Molly, are you gay? Because we don't see you do nothing but sing. I'm like, well, I don't think I'm gay. Well, so it was I don't think that football was to prove that, but, we was doing altar calls, and about 2 years later, the whole church is on the 50-yard line, and I was able to break records, and I pretty much got over football fast because it was just as easy as anything else, and I wasn't open to, yielding my body for the rest of my life. So it was cool, and I did it. I got that off of me, and it was good. But once I did that, that exposed me to the jock world and cheerleaders, and then I started getting exposed to, all these different types of eyes and women, and then I was also enticing to men.
It does happen.
Eyes and women.
Enticing the men, not sexually, but like, hey, man, you know what you could do for our organization? You could be an alumni of this. Hey, we could represent you. We could train you to this. I could be your agent. I could be your whatever. You got to kind of start deflecting people. At the same time, I was getting record deals in middle school, like getting offers, but I thought it was the devil doing it. So I said no. I said no fast. Like, if you offered me over $100, you were trying to kill me. Like, what? I'm not telling my mama I signed a record deal.
That boy's a good Christian boy.
I was that. I wasn't cussing in school. They called me choir boy. You know, I sung in the chorus. I don't know. I thought that was the way to live.
I had a question for you because, you know, so many wonderful and great R&B artists, of course, started in the church, and a lot of times they go off from doing gospel music and get into R&B, and then there's always a problem at the congregation, and people talk, you know, crazy stuff to them. And for you, you've kind of stayed close to the church, you know, within your music, but it is still deemed probably a little bit more inspirational than traditional gospel. Is that, or was that an issue for you with your own personal congregation?
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, I was released to the nations as a first fruit offering by my pastor and first lady when I was 21. So my journey was already known. It was going to be new. They already knew they know what was going to happen. So let's just give him support. Let's just put some behind him and just see what he does, you know. And I was grateful for that. My mom was my manager, though, so she was an extension that was out there, and I just wanted to experience it more. Once I recognized that I had come into arenas where I couldn't just sing all I have to give and get a certain response, or people that hadn't spent that much time with God, you know, they might have been spending more time with their loved ones or, you know, with their families. I didn't yet have a family that I wasn't a son of. And then, you know, so then by the time I turned 19, which is why I brought up the football, I started getting curious. We had the college campus at our church. So I'm like, you know, 19, 18, getting it, buff, sitting on the keyboard singing worship songs. All the glory belong to you. And then all the college girls and guys are like, just, yeah, like, oh, God bless, hallelujah, you know. And and it's cool. So I got finished, and that's when I got invited to dinner by what was like, I think she was like a sophomore in college, so I felt very powerful. This is my son's mother now. Oh, yeah, that turned into a baby mama.
Love starts
Happy
somewhere.
Father's Day, everybody.
He said, I felt very powerful.
It was a good time for me, but it was also, it was my first taste.
Clearly, it was a good time. Just a little humor.
I wasn't exposed, you know, to what was going on, and it was a whole new world for me. She was older, so she had plans.
They usually do. Those older ladies, they do have plans.
So that changed my life for sure because, you know, I'm singing, thinking it's whatever it is. I didn't recognize that the image of holiness was so connected to my music. If people see your button wrong, they ain't gonna buy it. If they feel that you coming up, so I'm like, man, my music is connected to an image or a persona of perfection. Whoa. So that's when I recognized, okay, if it means I'm gonna be saved, if I gotta fake a lifestyle in order to get support, I might as well compromise and sell real records. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I'm not saying I wouldn't live the life, but I don't think I was willing to do it for you. I was just sharing what was happening to me and what was going on with it. But once the music started to grow and songs like Yahweh became people's everything, and mothers were okay with their sons and their daughters enjoying my music, all of a sudden their mothers wanted me to say nothing wrong, do nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm 19, okay? I've been doing this a minute. You know, what's going on? Your son, 28. Let me get up there, you know, and then we could start.
Because your son ain't perfect.
I am not responsible for JoJo putting his name on the orange juice for 2 extra years after he said he was taking a break from school.
Yes. It was crazy. When it got to the point to where the church that I was ministering all these years found out that Molly had a baby on the way. The young lady, older than me, that was holding my son, she had a conversation with my pastor and first lady, and I didn't know about it. So they knew before I knew that I had something on the way. So the whole church was like, we knew he was a nasty the whole time. He's just sitting up there acting holier than thou when he's just doing the same things. It was terrible. So, of course...
we've uncovered something here.
Of course, so I guess the church was like, crucify him. And, you know, I've been singing at that church for so many years that the people that saying crucify him was the same. When I started, it was about 4 people in the church. Now 4,000 saying crucify him. And since I believe that, I don't know what it was. Maybe my leaders were under pressure, and a lot of parents make mistakes. They did. I had to stand before everybody, and I heard what everybody felt about me, and I was 19. And it was a cool thing, and I was like, got it. And I looked, them all in the eyes, and my life began to change there. I got angry, and I wanted my whole entire life to set a tone for anybody who ever felt, I had rage and revenge. God started to clean me up and do these things or whatever, and I was like, I protected my life all these years, and I never would have compromised. I'm signing the first chance I get. I'm going to ball out on y'all as soon as I go. I'm going to make sure that y'all going to hear me on y'all radio, see me on your TV. I've been playing humble for so long. I got the gift. If you had the chance to do it, you would have compromised too. You singing in your church because don't nobody want to hear you in Philly. So then I'm like, so now I recognize that. It kind of just set me off. I'm like, people talking to me like I'm a father now, so I had to grow up. I couldn't be the child no more, so I was honored to be a man. Molly years came. I started going into it in a way I was excited about, and I guess just the church that I love conditioned me to, I just throw punches. Because if I'm ever exposed, they gonna jab me.
So much behind the music, as you can see.
But I think
So
it's a journey that's worth talking about, because this is what we're listening to. But to hear you talking about this really and telling the timeline of it,
it's so cool.
It opens up so much more perspective to the music and the point of view that you had at the time.
I was scared. Thank you so much, man, and y'all showed me that. I was scared.
Musically, though, you have tons of influences from a musical standpoint, like just from sonically, the melodies, the way that you go about doing what you do. How were you influenced musically? You talked about being a church kid, but there's so many musical influences and stylized influences in your music.
I was blessed because I don't think we had a hymn book or that I had to learn any pre-written gospel songs. 90% of our musical repertoire at our church was written by me. And I was also over the choir and the praise and worship team, so we were singing Yahweh every Sunday for 4 years before y'all knew. You get what I'm saying? So that's just, if I'm going to be somewhere, we going to be worshiping God. And that's when I recognized, like, wow, what I innately might do shakes the world like this, and it was just a cool thing just based on my relationship. And I'm like, well, God, it's based on my love for you. So if you stay in my face and keep me infatuated, I ain't never going to blink. Like, I'm going to keep hollering at you. I'm going to keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Whoever it makes come. And then he just began to, love me in a real way. And as my maturity came, I just started, being a little less scared, to express how I truly felt about him. And like I was when I was young, I want to stretch the boundaries of what it could be done. I want to articulate something to God that he's like, whoa, that's a first.
Tell us a little bit about your short-lived stint that you had with Akon and Convict Music and what happened there.
I think it goes back to when I said that I was appealing to men as well. If people see an opportunity, kind of like Justin Bieber was dope. So because of it, all these agents or middlemen started connecting with him so they could be the ones who say, hey, look what I found. You whatever, can I get on this? So it was the same thing with Akon. He's known for that. He found it. He was in his bag at that time. He had found it Gaga. He had found it Bieber. He had found it T-Pain. He had all this cool stuff. He had his singles rocking, and it was just a whole nother level. I didn't know what an icon was before I met Akon. You get what I mean? And I think it was just God giving me a foretaste of the potential of influence that a man can carry, because if he is a Lord in the States, he's a double God in Africa. You get what I'm saying? And then he goes beyond, so once, I think I sung at the BET Awards, Ray Chu and the Crew, 2011.
Ray has been here on the show.
It was crazy. So I was prepared for that. They told me I could do a full set. They said it would be on, on TV and everything. And I was like, my life is about to change. Man, I'm about to practice this thing and party. So, I was getting ready to sing All I Have to Give. I was going to come in, Lord, if I could. You know what I'm saying? But that was my comfort. Like, okay, people pretty much like when I say that. I feel pretty connected to God when I sing that, but I didn't challenge myself, nor did I check my mailbox for fresh bread. So I'm like, God, if you want to say something at this, I'll give it to you. I'll change my plans if you do something miraculous. And I got Job experience. So I was like, okay, I'm finna bring the Bible to the BET Awards. So it was cool, and I did just the unknown. I asked Holly Carter, who was my co-manager at the time, to connect me with Robbie Reed, who was over the BET planning of that thing, and I was already in the program, what song I was doing, and we called the meeting so I could petition this new song. So she brought BET, the representatives, and they loved it. So, but I think the message was so strong that it changed the tone. So now we get there, I go to look at the playback on TV, they played 30 seconds of it. Yeah. And I was like, no, you did not do that. But still, there was so much love. And I'm like, okay, well, God, what is it? And he said, well, you have the opportunity to finish the song in the presence of the best, or in the presence of everybody in the room. And that's how I got in contact with everybody. So from that, once the commercials went off and they played Alicia Keys' commercial, somebody sent a clip of me singing to Akon, and he got on a flight 30 minutes after that. Met me in LA, the next day. I'm like, where are we going? I went to some place to meet him. I met the blackest man I ever saw in my life.
No politically correct answers
That man.
for Molly music.
And it was everything. I loved it, and he believed in me, and I was building something new, and that's how it happened. So he's like, Molly, how you want to do this? How can I be a part of this? Sign with my label or my management company. And I'm like, I think he said, I want to sign you. And I'm like, oh, there go the word, no, no. So I said no, and he was like, what? I'm like, no, I ain't doing that. You just met me, you don't know me, I don't know where you're taking it. I didn't know that my life had already changed. I didn't change what my life did. You get what I'm saying? So he was there, and I denied him 3 times. In 3 months. Like, he left the table mad, and I knew I made a mistake the first time I said no, because he was like, oh, okay, all right. And, we got up, and we were walking out, and a family from Dubai wanted to take a picture with him. I said,
He's internationally known.
y'all don't speak English, and
locally
y'all want a picture with him?
And he's known to rock the microphone.
Yes, he is. So then I'm like, when
I'm sorry, we had a moment.
Private
nationally
moment.
known, but I'm known to rock the microphone,
Thank
so I
you.
do got it.
Molly was listening to some other music.
Hey, I listen to all music.
You knew them lyrics, boy. Okay.
But let me tell you about the Akon. This is the end of it. When he took that, when I saw that, it was amazing. And I'm like, well, thank you. I don't know what you saw. He like, somebody just saw 30 seconds. I saw greatness when they sent that clip, man. I want to be associated with you. I'm like, well, that's crazy. Well, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm flying to Amsterdam tomorrow. Then I'm going to London to record my album. I said, well, I'll take a second thought if you buy me a ticket right now. And he did. I flew to Amsterdam the next day, broke bread with him, and that's where we found our covenant connection. It wasn't necessarily at that table, but he was just kind of showing me things, went into the studio, and I don't know if people know how artists do it, but some artists go in the studio and kind of mouth words like, on top of a beat. So I'm like, it sounds like you're saying, all I need is and he say, wait, you know the lyrics to a song I don't know? So when he would mouth his voices in the booth, I would hear the lyrics. So I would tell him, hey, try to say this. And then I started writing songs. I wrote like 7 songs in that session. And then that's when he put me on as a writer. So then the next day when we went to London was when he took me to a writer's camp that I never experienced. And we went to this mansion that had like 3 parts and 6 segues in the front and TVs and trailers. And it was all it was like the #1 artists, songwriters and producers. He flew them from all over the world into that house, and we stayed in there for like a month. Wow. And it was like an elimination thing. You had to create nightly. And if your
Must be nice to have a lot of money that you make and put together the right thing that you want to do.
This is like 70 of us. Girls, boys, everybody, we just living on top of each other, collaborating with who write with who. And then whatever producer had the dopest beat, all the writers would want to get with him. And then the other producers would be like, yo, I'm hot. So they were so it was a cool thing. I was just like, yo, this is nuts.
We'll be the judge of that.
All the while, Akon, I'm like, well, Akon, do you want records from me? What do you want me to do or whatever? He's like, well, no, just use this to do your album. So I was using those writers and those producers to just make music in a mansion riding a Segway.
Wow.
So that's when he was like, first of all, I ain't never really met nobody that said no to me like you. So he really respected me and was my friend. He came back and made several songs that I can't claim no more. And when I signed on that contract, I think he just kind of signed me as his special pin. You know, gave me a nice little thing. I didn't have a car at the time. And I'm like, I'm thinking about buying a car with my money from my record deal. He offered me a Lamborghini. I said no. Y'all don't.
Somebody need to knock this boy upside his head.
I didn't want to be riding down La Brea in a Lamborghini I didn't buy and get robbed.
No, I can dig that. I can dig that.
Man,
That sounds a little crazy, but I can actually dig that.
You get what I'm saying? I would look
Yes,
like I'm something I'm not,
Yeah.
you know, and then, you know, I'm too real for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went and got my car myself. You know,
You didn't buy a Lamborghini, though, did you?
No, it was an Impala LTX.
Well,
But it had the bubblegum seats, you know.
that sounds
It
like
was
something
nice. I dropped 10,000 on the table. I felt good.
you should.
You should.
Honest money.
They stole that car too, though.
Ooh. You live in L.A.?
I should have got the Lambo.
Look, we got to get ready to get out of here because we're running long, but I do want to ask you, what are you listening to right now in your player, whatever player that you're using, however you listen to music? Who right now?
The Ella Fitzgerald, How High the Moon is probably still up on my phone right now.
I was hoping for something a little more current.
I will give you something current, but I'm just letting you know what's actually there.
Okay, Ella Fitzgerald.
Well, I can't not hear Drake. I could be asleep
Well,
and Drake
that's
just
pretty
played
hard.
through the walls.
This is very true.
So
And then they just won the NBA
yeah,
Finals,
so now we all just in
all
Canada.
summer. Drake all summer.
Welcome to Canada, y'all.
Drake all summer.
So yeah, but I like what's going on there. I love Meek Mill. You know, I like just
Well, this is the city for that.
Yeah. I can fit like 80 racks in my Marys. You know, so that jams. Ray Charles, Night and Day. You see, I gotta mix it up. I got Curtis Mayfield. Then as we move up to the stuff, Bilal is my number one.
All right.
Yes, but I like males that sing. But there was this artist that blew me away named Nao. She got this record named Bad Blood, and I'm like, yo, can I be a feature with you? She got this like baby voice and big hair.
We on that.
You just need to beef up again and get behind the piano.
That's
That
all
worked
it
the
is.
first time. I'm just saying that if the combo don't break, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I've
What
been
is
able
it?
to
What
work
did I say?
with a lot of
If it
artists. I
broke,
wanted to
don't
like Janae Aiko, Jasmine Sullivan, anybody who I actually liked, I went for. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's.
So
pretty
you
much-
got a bunch of dates and stuff coming up, and I'm assuming new music is on the horizon.
Yes.
So tell us what's next. What can people expect from you, and where can they find
Yes. Well, I'm really excited because I had a whole journey with the 4 or 5 years that I was signed, and now I'm not signed. I'm independent again, and we're launching my label and my movement, Molly Worldwide, which is going to be, thank you. That's where I'm going to be releasing my projects from, my sister KP, and all of the people that I saw get cheated, robbed, or just pretty much whatever. I just wanted to go ahead and get it. I know how to get us there and just put everybody out the gun. Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
a
I love
beautiful
it.
thing.
Well, we know exactly what you guys are waiting for. We are also waiting, and we just, again, are just really happy. Tonight has been a beautiful
y'all.
night. Just honored to have you here. And I know that the city of Philadelphia and everybody who's going to be watching this at home is ready to hear some music from this beautiful soul of a person sitting next to me. Philadelphia, I want you to give it all the way up, because this is the end of the night. I want y'all to turn all the way up for my brother, our brother, Mr. Molly. Music!
But I'm going to sing 2 new songs. I'm sorry for everybody who want to hear what they want to hear. I tell you what, I sound better on the CD that you already got. Let's go, fellas. This first song is called Passion. When you can't find your passion, will you ever really notice when love is a distraction, but you're holding it Listen, you gotta put those words in action, and so the other ones can know it's true when you say I love you. Oh, when you say I love you. Oh Lord, though it might hurt in the moment, later we'll reveal the truth. I got action for you. Oh, I got passion too. Oh, yeah. I got action for you. Oh, yeah. I got passion too, baby. Listen, I'm loving the wrong way, looking for love inside the wrong place, love inside the wrong face, and still holding it. Good Lord, I gotta put these little words in action, so the other ones can know it's true when I say I love you. Ooh, when I say I love you. Good Lord, though it might hurt in the moment, yeah, later we'll reveal the truth. I got action for you. Oh, I got action too. Woo, yeah, God, I got passion for you. Yeah, yeah. Listen, I got passion for you. Hold me like a baby, God. One more time, fellas. Yeah. Oh, though it might hurt in the moment, later we'll reveal the truth. I got action for you. I'll do whatever you want me to. Yeah, yeah, God, I tell you, I got passion for you. Woo! Passion too, baby. Yes, sir. Won't you hold me like a little baby, God? So I'm really excited. Y'all see, I'm ready to open up this year. This is another really good one, and one I'm a close with. A Wise, we got to do a record, okay? The name of this song is called Yin and Yang, and there's so many beautiful people. I know y'all been in relationships and married, and me as well. And there's a couple of things I learned within. So a lot of people write books and letters, and I write songs. So let me express my little heart to y'all. Got a little song I wanna sing. I call this song Yin and Yang. Oh, really it's yin and yang kind of thing. First verse. Listen, I'll tell you when the sun comes up. You tell me when it rains. I'll hold the rope, I fight for you. You can do the same. Yeah. I'll tell you every secret, oh, just stay on the line. I'll walk 1,000,000 miles for you. If we talk the whole time, I could bring the bacon home. If you prepare the plate, I'll make you proud I went for you. If you come to my race, says I'll fly to the moon for you. That's if you hold me down, hey. And I'll build a pretty home for you. That's if you stay around. Girl, I guess what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to really say to you. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to really say to you, it's a give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, yin and yang kind of thing. Yeah, it's a give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, yin and yang kind of thing. Y'all, it's a give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing. Oh, oh, yeah, it's a give and take. Yeah, it's a yin and yang kind of thing. Listen, oh, I think about you all the time. If you stay on my mind, I'll share my everything with you. If what's yours is mine, yeah, I could take you to the water. Y'all, we can go now. Yeah, I can do what you want me to. That's if you show me how. And I know everything ain't gonna be right. Yeah, we gon' make mistakes. Yeah. But I'm willing to see the wrongs and the rights that we could bend but don't break. Oh, oh, I keep your tea hot for you. You could keep my drink cold. Yeah. And I'll always see the young in you. If you love me till I'm old. Y'all, I guess what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to really say to you. Guess what I wanna say, yeah. What I'm trying to really say to you, it's a give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, yin and yang kind of thing. Yeah, it's a give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, yin and yang kind of thing. Whoa, give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, yeah. Y'all, give and take, oh no, kind of thing. Oh, I guess what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to really say to you. Guess what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to really say, it's a give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, yin and yang kind of thing. That's a give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing. Oh, I'll take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing. Oh yeah, give and take. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, yin and yang kind of thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, give and take. Oh, yeah, yeah. We can't just be taken. To be with me, you gotta bring some every day, and I'm gonna bring a lot too, cause it's a give and take. Oh, it's a yin and yang. I feel like it's a yin and yang kind of thing. Oh yeah, it's a yin and yang. Feel it, it's a yin and yang kind of thing. I really feel the yin and yang. I really feel like it's a yin and yang kind of thing. It's like I'm like Eddie Kane, and you my baby doll, balancing the fire with the pouring rain. You the pillow, I'm the pain. Out the jukebox, knocking like a knee against another man. Oh yeah, it's like I'm a feign, and you the better rock, rocking like a song that we used to play. I'm a moment, you're a day. In a lifetime full of love's confusion, we on our way. Walk and talk it every day. Not another one, harmonizing like the yin and yang. God bless y'all. I'm Molly Music, and y'all be able to get these songs. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. And I ain't gonna stop, never, no. Let go.
Y'all give it up